Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do an end of year video. Hello there. This is only One Kenobi, only one. This is the final video of 2023. Just the year I've had. What I think, really. So I've written 10 things down that were highlights. They're right there. Now you saw them, now you don't know more. And it's been a good year. I've done lots this year. A lot of things have been happening. It's been the year of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It's the year I went to Florida and I went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time. That was a big deal. Indie Dial of Destiny, I want to talk about that as well later. That's not Star Wars, but it's all relative. And I finally saw that before the year was out. And I enjoyed it, actually. But I'll talk more about that in a moment. What else? Oh, yeah, this year I also... this isn't in my top 10, but I was a bit innovative, beyond the norm. I created 2 towers... cylindrical display, I don't know what you call them, display towers for my carded room, and they've been awesome, and I put wheels on them as well later on in the year after I did it. So that's all been happening on my channel this year. First off, speaking of figures, and I know that people are talking about the figure of the year, and if you go on Bosk's Bounty's channel, I think it was, in fact, his Twitter, on X, I beg your pardon, X, I noticed a tweet Tim did. And there's a nice list there if you want to look at what the figures were for 2023. He has got a definitive list that you can vote on. So I urge you to go and participate in that. But I was really pleased to see Andor was on that list. And I've got, at the time of making this video, I've got some more figures I need to open. But I'd like to just go ahead with my little... one of my favourite figures this year has been this Andor here. And it's quite ironic because... I think it was during a live stream of Tim's, speaking of Tim again, his 200th Ask Bosk. I remember saying, what was your highlight of the year? And he said Andor. He got a bit confused and thought Andor the series was in 2023. It wasn't. It was at the end of 2022. But time flies and all that, so he got a bit mixed up. However, I did start 2023 beaming at what I got in that series. I loved it. I absolutely loved Andor. And this figure is the one that was a highlight for me. When I opened this, I remember I was doing a vlog in Liverpool, and I just remember that evening I got it home and I opened it because I was up to this anyway in the quick shots. And I just remember looking at it, and it was, Andor was looking back at me. Diego Luna, I forgot his name there. Diego Luna was looking back at me, I should say. So that is my number one. These are... things of 2023, this top 10. It's not in any particular order, although I will end on one of my favorites, should we say. What else happened this year? Well, Andor didn't happen. It had already happened, but this did. Mando Season 3. There's not much I really want to say to you about Mando Season 3 other than 1 and 2 were way better. And this was distinctly average, but it still happened this year. It was very early on. And yeah, I actually quite liked the ending because it left it open for other stuff to happen. It was just sweet seeing them together on the porch, although it was just ridiculous, really. I will tell you this now, on the subject of the Mandalorian, the end should have been when he took his when he took his helmet off and he gave Grogu to Luke. That should have been it. That was such a beautiful episode, an amazing, mind-blowing Star Wars TV that they were never going to top it. I never wanted a season 3. That's all I got to say about that. Let's move on. Number 3 for my 2023 highlights was the fact that this year was the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and we've had a ton of merch and product. So well done, Hasbro. I never got to re-review this. I never properly reviewed it back in 2019 either. I could easily review that. I've got a better camera now, but I might even wait till later in 2024 when I've got an even better camera when I update this phone. But it's such an icon, that, and that will lead me nicely into another thing a bit later on. I'll be talking about the Ghost in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's something else. But still, on the subject of what else? Over there, we got got that AT-ST, which is an annoying thing we got this year because we should have got Chewbacca carded with that, but that's for another video. So the 40th anniversary was brilliant. I went with my mate and I watched Return of the Jedi in the cinema, and I saw things I'd never seen before, man, on that cinema screen. There were people in the background in Jabba's palace I'd never seen, stuff I'd never noticed. It was awesome, so that was really good. It was just a shame it wasn't the original Harmies, the specialized edition original is what I mean. The classic release from '83 would have been good to watch, but still, we got the Disney version special edition style-y. Before I move on and talk about the Ghost, I've just touched upon it, I will talk about another big event that happened this year, and that was Star Wars Celebration. It was awesome. Really, really great. I've never been to a Star Wars Celebration ever before. I've never even been to an exhibition or event before other than Echo Base Live, but that's more for like figures and stuff like that. But that was a really good thing to do. Very busy, a bit too busy actually, but still it was nice to tick that box and go. One regret was that I never met anyone from Hasbro there, and Steve Evans, as you remember on my video, was like feet away from me. I was just so busy fighting through the crowds and all that I didn't even notice him. Just before we move on, I'm just filming this here. It's been a good year. I said goodbye to my P.O. box this year, but I did receive these items recently. Check out the Christmas episode of Only One Fans, and it's funny really. I got these two amazing sought after items from Lao, Evan Peel, Yaddle, but in the video I also had this. You might remember that, and I sort of looked at it and I thought that he just gifted me this, but he messaged me, I think even in the live chat, and said you needed to have looked inside. And inside this he gave me this, which is, this was inside the box, and he's made that himself. It's a 3D, excuse me, I'm trying to focus on him. It's a 3D printed Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nice job from Revenge of the Sith. And there's even a little bit, because this guy makes dioramas, don't forget, there's even a little bit of vegetation and stuff, as a bit like what Ian from Ian Butler 3D can do. So that was pretty cool. Not quite sure where I'm going to put it now, but I'll put it somewhere. So anyway, yeah, Star Wars Celebration, that was a real highlight. Really enjoyed that. And I got loads of cool stuff as well from the In-Demand Toys booth when I was there. After Celebration, later on in the year, the Ghost backed. And that was exciting. It just sort of proved again that TVC is king, man. It's the best. Look at this scale. We get beasts, vehicles, dioramas, beautiful figures. You know what I'm saying? Get onto it, man. If you're someone who's torn between 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch, we would be honored if you would join us. Do it. Don't delay, man. It's great. So, what did you want for your TV? I know a load of people weren't really into the Ghost. I mean, I was all right with it. Oh, hang on a minute. I got these two figures out to talk about the Ghost. This is why I've got a few things out just to remind me what was what this year. So I thought I'd get it, Kanan and Ezra. The Ghost was pretty cool, man. I like the design. It's got that Macquarie-esque style, hasn't it, you know? And it's a big vehicle. I'm well into that, as you can see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people did say they weren't going to get it, and I reckon that if they had given us a shuttle, Lambda class, or a, I don't know, a sandcrawler, then it would have probably been an even bigger number than they got for the backing, which was massive, by the way. Loads of people who backed the Ghost. Check it out. This is the new X-Wing, the Biggs' X-Wing that I've put on the wall there. Love it. I can't get any closer with the desks in the way. I'll just try and squeeze past. I opened that in the Christmas episode of Only One Fans, by the way, which was really cool to do. So I've got Luke here, and then just beneath, you got Luke R2 there as well. You've got Biggs, which is pretty cool, man. Love it in flight pose there, coming off the wall. They're on brackets like that, you see, but they go diagonal, which is pretty cool. I like it. And yeah, it was nice. Thank you for watching that live. If you did see the Christmas episode, it was really good to see you all. Number 6 in my list for 2023, linked to the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, is my video for the Biker Scout helmet. Now, the Biker Scout is so cool. Everybody loves the Biker Scout. But that video was probably my most viewed video of the year So it did really well, and I put it out late as well. I could have put it out a few days before I actually did, if that made a difference. I do like collecting helmets. I do 3 3/4 inch lightsabers. I thought I might get into that, but I didn't fully get into lightsabers. I've got a Luke Skywalker one, and that's all you need, isn't it, really? But helmets is great because, at the end of the day, we love Star Wars, and we love the designs of these things. And the thing I like about a helmet is you get, in that one product, you get a piece of full size, you know what I mean? Real life size, as opposed to having it'd be great, wouldn't it, to have like a full-sized Stormtrooper model in your home. I think that would be awesome, or a Vader or something. That would be brilliant. But at least with a helmet, you get a taste of that reality of the fictional. The designs are great. I mean, I'm filming the AT-AT driver here. I know he was just happened to be there, but I'd love them to do that helmet as well. That's my favorite. So that was that. Just thought I'd give that a mention in this end of year presentation. Staying on the 40th anniversary of the Return of the Jedi, this product came when we got to the summer. I think it was around about July that I opened this, just before I went to Florida, and it was awesome. It's a really good piece. That there should have been plenty available, and many, if you had the means, money at the time or whatever to get it, you should have or could have got it. It's a bit mixed up at the minute. I've got Boba Fett there with Fennec Shand, and I've got all Jabba's entourage there. But what I'm doing is I'm setting it up for when I finally get the Jabba the Hutt, which will be next year, I hope, and I'll have him in there. But it's a beautiful piece, that really good diorama, and I found a perfect place for it, just underneath the barge, man. Keep it all ROTJ, you know what I'm saying? So that was a cool thing, and that takes me on nicely, ladies and gentlemen, to Galaxy's Edge. I went to Florida in August, and it was awesome. And I don't have to keep saying it, but I'm not a massive fan, ladies and gentlemen, of the sequel trilogy. Sadly, I'd love to be able to say I did like it, but I don't. Hang on. That was an absolute highlight. I loved it. I've been to Florida before. I went 4 years ago. Galaxy's Edge had days away from public opening, so it was a bitter pill to swallow not being able to go in. But this year I did, and it was really good. These are some beer mats I got from the bar, Ogre's Cantina. It was a really cool experience. Disney Resort soap. I didn't steal that, by the way. I was given that. I rang up for some more towels. I didn't want to talk about this on my video when I got back from Florida. I was paranoid that someone would think I nicked it. But I didn't. I rang up for towels. They hadn't done my room when they were supposed to, and then she was really kind and said, we'll get that sorted right away for you. Is there anything else you need? And I said, well, yeah, I could use some more soap, meaning this stuff, because I wanted to take that back, because that's nice smelling soap. But when I got back from the pool, man, she had left that. And I love it, because that is brilliant. I don't know if you've ever stayed in a resort hotel, but that, it's just something about the stuff, the smells of that place. That's like one on the list of amazing smells at Disney. But that's just a unique thing. So I've kept hold of that. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. But there you go. There is the Galaxy's Edge. I just thought I'd bring one item out that I brought back, and that's the Coca-Cola. That was awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more next year and bring that back. So, there was a storm raging outside, ladies and gentlemen, the day I've been filming this. I like doing it in natural light, as you all know, so I just thought I would point the camera and press. Let's get the video up and running, man. End of years are cool, man. It's nice to reflect. After Galaxy's Edge and Florida, in fact, I will just mention this. The other amazing things about Galaxy's Edge were the rise of the Resistance, drinking the blue milk, meeting Mando, meeting Vader. Star Tours was even good. They've updated Star Wars. They've got 3D glasses and stuff, and I went on that loads of times. There was no queue at all for that. And there was no queue for Smuggler's Run as well. I got to walk on that. There's videos if you want to see me doing that in a playlist. Only One Kenobi theme park vlogs. I shall leave that in the description if you want to see it. But I had a great time. I had a blast, man. I'm looking forward to going back, doing it again next year. So, moving on. When I was out in Florida, where's my figure of Ahsoka? Damn it, I did want to have a figure of Ahsoka ready. Don't know where she is. it's getting really dark out there, so I just thought I'd bring this Ahsoka through. Haven't decided if I'm going to open this yet. Do like this figure. If it's based on the previous one we got for the deluxe set, that's a really good figure. Couldn't find it, so I've just brought this through. About to reach it on the quick shots as well. 297. So we're getting there. But still, yeah, Ahsoka happened. I'll be honest, the first 2 episodes were up when I was in Florida. I tried to watch one in the daytime in my hotel room. And this is not a criticism, but I fell asleep because I was just so tired. But I like pacings where it's slow. It had a slow start, and I enjoy that. That's what I love about Alien. But yeah, I did finally get to watch episodes 1 and 2, and I was waiting. I had to wait for hours in the terminal in the Orlando airport. So I watched episodes 1 and 2. Then I got upgraded on my flight, which was quite nice. And then when I got home, I continued to watch Ahsoka. I loved the Clone Wars stuff. That was amazing. I was quite invested in the whole series, but it didn't land, I don't think, man. The ending was average at best. You know, whereas Andor kind of kept getting better and better and really hit home at the end, this finale was just awful. Plus, I'll be honest, it was tainted, just like The Last Jedi was tainted. You know, they killed Han in the previous episode, in episode 7. Then they killed Luke at episode 8. That's what sickened me the most. I thought, what the hell, man? You know, you're part 2 of 3 and you've killed Luke Skywalker. And Carrie Fisher's dead, but she's the only one remaining. It was sickening. Aside all the other shite that was in that film. Bruh. This was... One of the things that I didn't like about the ending of this was the fact that, God rest him, Ray Stevenson is also dead. And he was the best thing in it. It's just like they can't get a break, these people, can they? It was just one of those things, man. It was just... But it sort of went like this, Ahsoka, and it hit a peak. It was just wonderful seeing live action Clone Wars, and I think I'll just leave it at that to stay positive. But after that, I just thought, nah, it's not working. It was awful. But yeah, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Should we move swiftly on? And then finally, the 10th place. I can't finish my year without saying about one of the highlights was receiving this off Keith Guppy, who very kindly, it's ironic, I was filming in my room, as I do for Patreon members and channel members. I do room tours and things like that. Haven't for the last few weeks. I've been really busy for Christmas, but in one of those videos I said, oh, I think I might get an ARC 170 next. And then he messaged and he said, don't buy an ARC 170, I'm going to get you one. And I was like, no, Keith, no, what are you doing? No, stop. I've already bought one, and I'd already bought that one off eBay. I actually thought he'd bought it and sent it to my PO box, which doesn't exist anymore. So like we avoided a disaster. But instead he said, oh, is there anything else you need? And I said, well, a fan bar is something I've always wanted. The thing about the fan bar is, man, I started my year dreaming of getting the fan bar. And thanks to Keith Guppy, I have it. And that was an absolute highlight of the year for me, Keith. It's just the holy grail of creatures, big things. It's not a vehicle, but it's big pieces, you know? It's amazing. And I brought it down especially just to show you for the end of year video. It's a beautiful thing. It's incredible. Not much more I can say, man, except the generosity of some people in society is just mind-blowing. I know he's a hardcore collector, but that's still an incredible gift. And thank you, man. I think I will leave it there, man. That has to be probably one of the best things of the year, man. The fan bar, given that I started 2023 on that whole Phantom Menace push, man. Got loads of things at the beginning of the year. And it's getting really dark in here, man, isn't it? Look at this storm blowing outside, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you now, I'm filming this video on the 27th. The 27th. But I thought I'd do it because I've been waiting all day for BT to arrive, and they have not arrived, which is bad form. But still, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to do very soon, when the lighting is better. I've got Phantom Menace is ready to go, man, and Attack of the Clones is good to go. So shelf indulgence is gonna happen soon. So bear with me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Excuse the darkness, bit of mystique. But the final thing is to thank everybody who has watched this year, subscribed, hit the like button, who's become a channel member, those people who've gone that step further, people who've become a Patreon member, and anyone who's left a nice positive comment and enjoyed the channel, whoever you are. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I shall say goodbye to 2023, to you watching this video now, and bring on 2024. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.